Okay, so it's 28050. I have that typed in, and I am just going to continue typing in my decimal equivalent, 0.0031, nope, I missed some zeros, 0.003125. Close those parentheses, open up another one. 1 plus that same decimal equivalent. I'm raising it to the 96th power this time. And so I get 118,268,225,155. And I'm going to clear this and type in my denominator. So feel free to pause it as you work so you can compare what you're typing in with what I'm typing in. And keep in mind that this is your only free help during this project. If you need help from a teacher, it's going to cost you $3,000. Help from a student could be around $1,000. It really depends on who you ask. So please rewatch this video, take your time, pause it, go through each step with your numbers, just so that we can be as accurate and as careful as possible. Accuracy and precision is better than rushing and messing up. So there's my numerator, and I'm going to divide it by the number I got on the bottom, 0.34922752406. And this payment is significantly lower. It is $338. Again, standard math rounding rules apply, but this is a bank, so they are going to want their 66 cents. So be careful with how you round. You want to make sure you round up. I believe it even says right here on the side, it says round up. And so now I'm going to take the payment I give the bank. The number of months, it's going to be a 96, so it's significantly longer. It's a lot less, but it takes a lot longer to pay it off. My monthly payment is $338.66. Take that $338.66 and multiply it by my 96 months. So I'm actually going to pay them $32,511.36. But I only needed $28,000 from my debt, so I need to subtract that, which means I'm going to actually pay them $4,461.36 in interest. Okay, we got one more bank, so I've got Sixth Third, I've got Huffington Bank. I haven't made my decision yet because I haven't set my budget, so I'm going to finish up this page, and then in the next video I'll make my decision. But here I am at Capital 2 Bank Loan. If you don't need to keep going through this with the video, feel free to just work through your own calculations. If you need to keep watching, go ahead and take your time and pause the video when you need to. So it's the same loan amount. My annual interest rate is 4.25. I'm going to take that 4.25, divide it by 100 to get the decimal. So it's 0.0425. I did see some people setting up proportions to get their decimals. That's beautiful and that's perfect. That's wonderful. If that's what it makes sense in your head, then do that. As long as it's mathematically accurate, it doesn't matter. To get my monthly, I divide this by 12. So it is 0.003542. Times it by 100 to get the percentage. So 0.3542%. And this one's going to be a lot longer, and this one's going to be 120 months. So I start off with 60, move up to somewhere in the middle, which is 96, and then I head way up to 120. So let's start calculating my monthly payment. So 28050. My decimal equivalent of my monthly interest rate is 0.003542. And then I need to add 1 to that exact same number. And take that to the 120th power. And whoopsies. And all of that is over 1 plus that same decimal again. So that decimal is very important. To the 1/20th minus 1. All right. So let's calculate the numerator. One plus that same decimal. And then I need the exponent, which is that caret, or that arrow up. 120. So in the numerator, I get 151.86. Well, 15. I'm going to write down all these decimals because I'm not quite at the end interpreting my answer yet, so I'm going to write down as many as I can tolerate. Once I actually figure out my payment, that's when I'm going to round. Type in my denominator. That same magical decimal, 542. 1 plus 0.003542. If you saw what I had typed in before, you would have seen that it's the same thing, but I want to make sure I stick with what's written on my paper. I keep hitting that ln. I'm sorry. 120 minus 1. So I get a 0.52850330857. Clear this all the way out, and I'm going to type in all those decimals again because I want the most accurate number that I can get. So this monthly payment is going to be $287. Now this goes against the traditional rules of math rounding. Normally we would round to 34 cents, but I'm going to take the real world context into consideration, and I'm going to put 35 cents because I do not believe that the bank is going to let me slip on that extra partial penny. All right, now this loan is 120 months. And I need to pay $287, which sounds really nice. But when I take that 287.35 and I multiply it by the 120, I'm paying them $34,482. Okay, so then from here, my loan was only for $28,000, or at least that's how much I needed. So I'm going to hit equals. I'm going to subtract my original loan amount. So I'm actually going to pay this bank $6,000 in interest. That's a lot of interest. That's $6,000 I could have had to do something else with if I can afford to make the higher payments. So, in general, the shorter the loan, the higher the payment, the lower the interest rate. So it's a shorter loan, so the bank gets their money faster. You got to pay more, but they make it appealing by giving you a lower interest rate. From there, you have a little bit longer loan has a higher interest rate. So as the loan gets longer, the interest rate gets higher because the bank wants to make more money off of you. Keep in mind, the bank's main objective is to make money off of you. And so they're going to do that in any way they can. And so a lot of people will think that the lower is better, but you want to do what can fit in your budget. So I'm not going to make any decisions right now until I get to the budget, because I want to get it paid off very quickly so I don't pay a lot of interest. But I also don't want my payment to be really high. So I need to kind of look at the rest of my budget in my next video. So that's the end of consolidating your debt.